Flying straight into insolvency, one of Thomas Cook's final flights landing in Manchester from Orlando. Grounded for good, passengers disembarking as flight crews learned they no longer had jobs.
As soon as we landed, they were all crying. It's devastating.
Very emotional, the cabin crew all crying, a bit somber, to be honest.
All told, leaving about 600,000 travelers stranded over 16 countries. While thousands more with bookings today found this. This couple lost their honeymoon.
Yeah, we're absolutely gutted. We've looked forward to this for a long time.
Today, all of its storefronts are locked. With a business model that still relied heavily on bricks and mortar, Thomas Cook had a hard time adapting to the online age. Started in 1841, Thomas Cook expanded across Europe, survived the wars, and grew to be one of the world's biggest and best-known travel firms.
Don't just book it, Thomas Cook it.
In recent years, though, debt crushed the company, as its CEO made big bonuses.
It is deeply distressing to me that it has not been possible to save one of the most loved brands in travel.
The British government says it's going to investigate.
Airways flight.
Meanwhile, the UK has sent officials to foreign airports and leased 45 jets to get its citizens home in what it's calling Operation Matterhorn.
150,000 people is the biggest peacetime repatriation this country's ever known, and we'll try and do it as quickly and as smoothly as possible, though it won't all be plain sailing, I know.
People started going home this afternoon.
I'm so happy. I want to go home.
Other countries are making similar plans. It'll take days to move everyone, while about 1 million travelers with future bookings are being told there will be refunds eventually. Cameron McIntosh, CBC News, London.
Interestingly, Global Affairs Canada says it is unaware of any Canadian citizens affected by the company's demise. But as Katie Nicholson explains, when a travel agency goes bankrupt, there's always the potential for turbulence.
This is an Air India 777.
In his 3+ decades in the travel industry, Paul Dhaliwal has seen a lot of companies permanently grounded.
This is not a good news. When one airline goes, capacity goes, demand still there, but capacity is less, the price will go up.
But Dhaliwal says it'll have limited effect on most Canadians.
Because only the carrier which was affiliated with the Thomas Cook was Air Transit.
But for some Canadians who purchased future flights from the agency, there is hope.
It's early days, so we don't know how many consumers are affected. But if there are, there is consumer protection for them.
Can I see your travel visas? We were never told we needed them.
The Travel Industry Council of Ontario, or TICO, regulates agencies and holds airlines to account.
All travel retailers and wholesalers in Ontario are required to file their financial statements with us. We review them, ensure they're financially fit.
But Ontario is one of only 3 provinces with such built-in rules to protect the vacationing public.
If your airline goes broke, there's a travel compensation fund.
And you don't have to live in Ontario. You're eligible so long as you bought the ticket from an Ontario agency. BC and Quebec also have some traveler consumer protection built in, but that's it. TICO would like to see a national framework in place.
That would be something nice in the future.
Dhaliwal agrees, but questions whether there's enough political will to make it fly. Katie Nicholson, CBC News, Toronto.